it wasn't for the core, I most definitely would have told you to kiss my sweet ass. But lucky for you, I'd prefer the Bay Area not get destroyed. Again. So, shall we shoot some things and save your boss?
So you're a nerd like me and kind of interested in Defiance, the TV show or the video game. It's okay, you can admit it. Maybe you even watch the first 14 minutes of the show online. Maybe you ignore the technical foul for use of non-sci-fi headgear in a sci-fi storyline. Maybe you realize that the swear word shitako does not actually translate into taco.
What a bunch of stuff.
Tranquility.
Either way, you've probably watched too many Firefly reruns and played way too much Borderlands 2 and are looking for something to bridge the gap. Well, voila, you've got Defiance. In the next few paragraphs, this starter aims to get you caught up and ready to battle some hellbugs, mutants, and a god-awful interface of the shooter MMO. Step 1. Know that this ties into the TV show as follows. Hey look, 2 people from the TV show. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about guns. You get virtually every type of weapon you'll need from the story campaign itself, so don't bother searching through the vending machines at first. If you don't want to participate in missions, just go right to the Arc Falls, the big red blobs on the map, and shoot a bunch of hellbugs to loot weapons. One of the cool things about Defiance when it comes to weapons is that your starting class doesn't matter at all. You can use any weapon that you get your grubby little Arc Hunter paws on. Not only that, but you need to carry as many weapons as possible, because during Arc Falls and in some missions, it isn't uncommon to run out of ammo completely. There are many weapons in Defiance, broken into the human and Votans variety, but in general, to quote Star Wars loosely, let the Votans win. Alien tech seems to function more lethally at lower levels. As for other weapons, you've got your standard fare, which aren't really worth going into, but then you got a few specialty weapons, such as the Spanners and Infectors, which are extremely fun, especially in group settings. The Spanners are your beam weapons that suck the life out of enemies and breathe life back into your shields or your friend's shields. While Spanners don't do as much direct damage as kinetic weapons, they can be chained with special abilities such as the speedy blur power that lets you run circles around foes at high speed while draining them. The Infectors are also a lot of fun and great in groups. They do little direct damage but cause giant pustules to form on enemies, then they burst, resulting in tiny little explosive hellspawn that love to murder. The next thing to do with weapons is to mod them. Step 1. Find a weapon. Step 2. Look at the weapon in your inventory. Not all weapons are moddable. In order to accept a mod, the weapon has to have one of these slots open. If the slot has a dash, that means it can't actually take a mod at that point. Throughout missions, you will loot Arc Salvage and can also gain it by breaking down certain weapons using your salvage matrix. Basically another menu. On some weapons, you can use this salvage to randomly create new mod slots. This means that rad alien shotgun you picked up can get even better. Keep in mind that you bring your loadout with you into multiplayer, so make sure you're modded up before trying to compete with other players. The next thing that you need to understand in Defiance is currencies. Yes, there are too many of them, including scripts, bits, key codes, key fragments, and Arc Salvage. Scripts are picked up off mobs and used to purchase all manner of things from vendors. Bits are real dollars. They buy outfits, boosters, and such in the in-game store. Key codes are used to unlock lockboxes, which you purchase at vendors. These lockboxes hold a random assortment of gear. Some lockboxes, though, require real dollars, the bits kind, to open up. Key fragments don't seem to be in use at the moment, and some forums claim they're a holdover from the beta. Finally, you've got Arc Salvage, as discussed earlier, used to add extra mod slots to qualified guns. The last thing you need to understand in Defiance is that your starting ego power has subspecialties. But as you level up those subspecialties, you have to equip them manually here. Well, while we're here, check out this hot mess. You've got an ego rating and ego units. Ego rating is a general measure of your leveling up through the game. There's no other formal leveling system. Your ego rating is boosted through a number of means: leveling up weapons, completing missions, and playing multiplayer or co-op, which is accessed to levels deep in this menu. The reason this is important is you need an ego of 250 in order to even qualify for contracts that then let you earn enough notoriety to purchase higher level gear from faction-specific vendors. The other benefit of leveling up ego is that more weapon loadout slots become available as you progress. The other thing here, ego units are just a straight up currency to buy new powers. So that was a basic rundown of things you need to know to get going in Defiance. After you get a grasp on that complex interface, You can very much enjoy arc balls, PvP, co-op missions, and an addicting weapon modding system. Oh yeah, and don't forget to use your vehicle to get places you can't fast travel to. Just don't take a drive to the Golden Gate Bridge. There's a dark matter monolith there, and he's kind of a dick.